Day two. Yep. Day two of the preliminary hearing. If you can stay awake, let me give you a kind of a list of what you should be looking for today, what happened yesterday, kind of a review. And I have been watching with great interest a lot of the other commentary from people. I'm not going to mention names, but whenever you have people on podcast shows, their main interest seems to be, can I get somebody to watch? So I will get somebody on, and I'm listening to really experienced lawyers talk about conspiracy theories. I'm thinking, oh my God, they're doing this again. So what I want to do with you, always promising you, is to strip down the facts of the case, what I saw. If there's something I don't agree with, I'll tell you. If there's something that doesn't make any sense, I will tell you. For example, I have never had an opinion regarding the exploding mic hypothesis. Never. Because I don't know enough about it. It's interesting. I could be. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's a very iffy thing, very dangerous. But either way, that's not my bailiwick. And if somebody wants to come forward with that, great. But I don't base myself, my analysis on trying to prove what happened. It's not my story. It's not what I'm trying to do. I don't have to prove anything. I don't have to prove anything. I'm not interested in what happened. I'm interested in the following. Will the prosecution be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk? That's it. It's all I care about. That's all I care about. That's it. That's it. And so far, one of the best tests that you can always ask is, if you were to say right now, come on, let's pick a jury, let's go to trial right now, what would happen? The case would go nowhere. Why? Because we believe, and this comes up, that there has never been a connection between the rifle, the Mauser 98, and the wounds to Charlie. We don't know. We don't know this. We don't know. But if there seems to be not. And if there is no connection, if you could say, well, the jacket or the metal or the bullet or whatever it is. Again, this presumes, this is so difficult because this is the first time anybody's even seen, there's really no discovery yet because he hasn't even been officially arraigned. He has not been arraigned. There's no arraignment. Hasn't entered a plea. We're determining whether there's probable cause to even hold him without a bond. That's it. Just is there any minimum worth to this case to even force a defendant to go forward? That's it. That's all we're doing. You don't know anything yet. You may get the actual discovery and say, this is horrible. This is terrible. There's nothing here. I don't know. Yesterday was a disaster. Let me get something right out of the way. Stop saying that the judge reacted violently or terribly or was shocked by what he saw. Stop it. Did you see it? He went like this. I've done this watching TikTok videos of some kid jumping behind a door or anything that startled me. It wasn't startling because of shock. This is a full-fledged, real criminal trial judge who has seen more death and destruction and mayhem than you can imagine. They're making it about to be. This is so horrible. As murders go, I hate to tell you, there's really nothing to it. Little wound here, nothing severed, not exsanguinated, no decomposition, nobody left in a field. This is probably one of the most, and I'm sorry to say this, one of the most, from what I'm able to tell, it's just a wound here. You should see somebody who's involved in a very serious stabbing, somebody who exsanguinated, somebody who is spilling blood. And you don't have to be a trained Legulian to recognize the fact that that's exactly what's going on. This is so the idea that he was so shocked, it was so horrible. Charlie had a shot here. I can tell you right now. It's probably one of the most, Doesn't mean you're not dead. There are people who die sometimes internally. Some people are stabbed and the internal, you bleed internally. There's hardly any exterior blood. The person just, there are people who've broken their neck. So this thing yesterday, because this is why I hate the media. They're trying their best to sell everything. They're trying to get your attention. They don't care anything. They don't care. It'd be like me watching a surgery for the first time and saying, they're using some mysterious gas. And they're putting it's called anesthesia. Oh, I know, but it sounds better if I say there's a mysterious gas. Our good friend Vasily says, would Trump be advised to show, we're talking no body language. The kid shows no reaction. You know what? I think he should react the way he wants to. And by the way, thank you. And they also made it sound like he was laughing yesterday. The guy smiled for a moment. This is why I hate the media. He smiled. He may have tapping his foot. He might be doing his fingers. He might be just a human. Oh, what is he thinking of a song? Is he amused? It's like, oh my God, you're not serious, are you? Are you really serious? Are you really, honest to God, serious? He smiled and the judge reacted. Everybody just repeats it because they're like lemmings. If somebody says it, well, we got to put it too. Why? Well, because the judge was shocked. Shocked? I can tell you now. There's nothing. You saw it. There's blood on his shirt. It's sad. It's a murder, but what? They made it sound to be, no. I don't want to go into details and risk making you sick, but this was nothing. Okay. I'm listening to this. I'm not going to mention their names. One lawyer said, well, the defense is doing this obviously just to try to taint the jury. Would you stop this? Nobody's trying to taint the jury, the potential jury. What are you talking about? This case has been in the news every single day. Good luck. You're going to taint it? You, some lawyer, at the last minute? The people are like, But I saw that cross-examination of Hull, the SBI dude, and well, that changed everything. I swear to God, I think people go on these regular TV shows. They call their agent. They can say, listen, give me something good. Burnish this. Send on a tape. I'm going to say something really. And again, I don't want to mention their names because the professional types, it's like you're missing the point. Let me take you back to what's going on. And by the way, there was one female lawyer, not that it matters. She was spot on. Why didn't these people ever impanel a grand jury? Well, they don't do it enough. They should have done it. What do you mean they don't do they don't have grand juries in Utah? What are you talking about? Then I heard another media lawyer say, well, this is the defense. The defense wants this. No, schmuck. This is the rules of criminal procedure. You haven't had a preliminary hearing because you're holding this guy and you haven't charged him with anything other than an affidavit. The defense didn't do this. Yeah, they may want this. But this is a lawyer. He's just, you made it sound like what, the defense called this? It was their idea? Does anybody know what they're talking about? Seriously. Does anybody know what they're talking about? Let's start off from square one like you've never heard this before, okay? Number one, I don't like or dislike or feel anything about Tyler Robinson, period. But he's a patsy because his case stinks. It smells of the wrong guy from the get-go. Gee, where have I heard that conspiracy before? John Kennedy, Sirhan, James Earl Ray. Do you want to keep going? Do people? Why him? I don't know. Well, do you know who did it? No. Could it be Israel? I don't know. Well, you know, Charlie had the Hamptons meeting. I don't know about the Hamptons meeting. Well, you know, Bill Ackman. I don't know about Bill Ackman or Miriam Adelson. I don't know anything about this. I'm here to do one thing. Can you prove the case against my boy Tyler here? I don't think you can. I don't think you can. Because it's real simple. Found a gun. The gun matches. That's it. There was a round. Yesterday, who was it? Was it trial by, what's his name? I forget his name. Excuse me. He's very, very good. They had in fact, Candace cited it. They had a demonstration of a pig's head or a hog's head, as I have said you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look at this. Lionel said you and Lynn and blessings from Kimberley, South Africa. Thank you very much for keeping us informed. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you. South Africa. God bless you. But anyway, this case has been, why they had the first witness who was the worst yesterday. Dear God, why are you wasting my time with stuff that just doesn't matter? Well, I'm walking around. You're walking around? Tell me what happened. Look, you got to forgive me. I've been watching this, screaming to myself, wanting to tell you everything that I think. And I'm afraid that I'm missing the boat, because if you knew what I knew, you would be laughing your ass off. This is the worst. It is the worst. First, this judge, Tony Graff, why did he say, and we'd like to recognize Miss, did you hear this? Miss Erica Kirk. Miss Erica Kirk? Miss. Why are you acknowledging her? You're pulling it. You sound like Judge Ito. Well, I just want you to know, Miss Erica Kirk. Excuse me. I hope she's not going to be a witness, because you should have, I hope you would have invoked the rule of sequestration. And Erica, if you sit there, if you're there, you can't testify. Because you can't sit there and listen to somebody else and then testify. If you're going to testify, you can't sit there. So anyway, I hope that they're not going to call her. Why is Donald Trump Jr. there? What are you doing? Hey, that's okay for me. Listen, I want you to understand something, all right? And I've told you this, and I'm going to say it again 1,000,000 times. I tell you the truth. And sometimes the truth is good for some people, and sometimes it's bad for people. It's just a different, how do I say this? People get very into this on a personal level. All of a sudden you have Nick Fuentes he's standing up for Erica Kirk. Go ahead. What the hell do I? Go ahead. Well, it's the left wing. It's like, I'm not talking about the left wing. I'm a Legulian. It's a great word. Look it up. Standing back, say, you talk about that. I don't mean her any harm. I don't care one way or the other about her. I don't care anything. I'm sorry about Erica Kirk. Not good, not bad. I feel sorry for her when she comes up with these stupid performances. I will tell you, when Donald Trump says something stupid, I will tell you. And Don Jr., what are you doing? They hate, some people hate you and your name and your family. The problem is, I don't know who they are. Why are you doing this? Why is the son of the president of the United States there? I would say, get them out of here. I don't know if this is not going to help or hurt, but I don't know. Why are you muddying it? And Judge, why are you acknowledging Erica Kirk? What is she, the guest of honor? Well, she's the wife of the victim. Excuse me. The victim's not on trial. She's not on trial. He's on trial. Why don't you acknowledge his parents? Why don't you say we'd like to welcome the parents of the defendant, Mr. and Mrs.? No. Let me remind you of something. The person on trial is Tyler Robinson. The law, the Bill of Rights, provides for protections of a criminal defendant, not a victim. You might not like that. You might think that stinks, but that's the way it is. Period. End of discussion. End of discussion. Vicky says, millions watch and Erica leaves halfway through. I don't know what that was about. Stephen Salty says, have a splendid day, Lionel, and the nation. Thank you, good friend. What is she getting? Listen. I don't mean her any harm. I don't like her. She's unlikable as a person. It's terrible what happened, but just me as a person, she's a glory. I'll bet you. How much you want to bet she tried to get tickets to the Taylor Swift wedding? You know what I mean? Would that surprise you? No. She loves the glitz and the glamour, as do a lot of other people. But the bottom line is she has nothing to do with this case. I don't care about her. Now, if she thinks she's going to start coming into the trial, coming and going, be very careful. Be very careful, because when you do that, a lot of people don't like her. She might not even believe what we're saying. She might not even believe this. What do you mean nobody likes me? A lot of people can't stand you. What? And you too, Don Jr. And I would say this to anybody. Why are we having these people there? What do you think's going to happen? You think Don Jr., well, I'm going to go with you, little lady. It's the preliminary hearing. And to be honest with you, why are Charlie's parents there? This is nothing. That's like going to a bail hearing or this is pro forma. Believe me, they're going to find probable cause. They're not going to cut him loose. Why? Because the judge is elected. Not only that, there's probable cause for anything. If you were charged, you, anybody, if you were charged, if Vasiliki, I like that, so Vasiliki, if you were charged, they would find probable cause for you. If you say, what are you talking about? I wasn't even there. Oh, they're going to find probable cause. They're going to find probable cause. You do understand that, right? This is a foregone conclusion. I know nobody wants to think that. I know nobody's crazy about that. I know this bothers people, but I am telling you, because of politics, because of the easy burden of proof, because of a lot of things, there ain't no way they're not going to find probable cause. And let me also remind you, and please, excuse me, if I say something to you, and if you say to yourself, why is he repeating himself? It's because there are some things I really want you to know. I am your professor. I am trying to teach you this. There are sometimes I've got to say things a number of times because this is weird. Because you've been watching TV. You've been watching, I don't know, Judge Wapner, My Cousin Vinny, probably one of the best courtroom stuff. This is a different story. And this is why when you put a camera in there, I guarantee you, if there were no cameras in there, this thing would be moving around faster. That's why I don't like cameras. I think they're necessary. I don't like them. Let me explain something to you. When you are charged with a speeding ticket, a citation for watering your lawn during a water ban, for anything. You have due process considerations. Due. Oh, look at this. This judge will be critiqued closer like Judge Ito. Oh, yes, absolutely. And so far, he's doing nothing for me. Nothing. He should have much better control, much better, like just a temerity. Like the judges I like are the ones who say, "Don't fuck with me. Don't. Let's go." I like a fair, but I like a firm. I want a general. I don't want Mr. Rogers. And that's what he's coming across. Hi, I like to say Miss Erica. It's Mrs. Schmuck. Don't you understand Miss and Mrs.? It's Mrs. Does this even something is, oh, and you're shocked by this? And your judges are going to look at you and go, hey, look what is there. There's the pussy. Can't what? You can't handle what? A gunshot wound? You're shocked by this? Do you know what you see? Have you ever seen what happens when you find the decomposed remains? I hate to say it, of I don't want to say a kid, but you see stuff that'll make. I told you when I first. I mean, I must have been there. I remember the day they swore us in as prosecutors. I happen to know this guy who was doing a murder case. It was a machete murder. It was a machete. And I never saw this. I was 24 maybe, turning 25. Never saw this before in my life. Never knew anything about police and never. Brand new prosecutor, brand new. And I'm looking at this thing and say, oh my God. Zoom in pictures. I'll never forget her name. I'm just telling her, even though this was years ago, her name was Carmen. And her husband was a guy who had a machete. And he was a Puerto Rican. He did gardening, not gardening, but lawn care. And he would, instead of having an edger or something to edge, he would just use this. He could castrate a fly with this machete. And he got her here, and her boyfriend, they caught him in bed, got him here. Oh, man. I found it fascinating, by the way. I found it fascinating. And do you know what that looks like? Do you know what that looks like when you have 6 leaders? By the way, thank you, new member here. Do you know what happens? Do you know when? Have you ever given blood in your life? You ever given blood? You ever go to a blood bank? Yeah. And they give a pint, a little pint, right? A pint of blood. That's no big deal. They give you a cookie, maybe some orange juice. Thank you. A pint. Take that pint. Go home, take some sheets and blankets and just put it in a tub and just spray that, just that little pint. It looks like they sacrificed a calf. That's just, a pint. The body holds 6 liters of blood. Do you know what that is? Not every drop, but I mean, it's just, whoa, you get a bleeder. Oh my God. So the idea that this judge was so shocked by this. Listen, I'm not trying to, it's terrible what happened to Charlie, but come on, I'm being honest with you. Murder cases are about physics and bullets and crime scenes and alibis and bullshit and who's lying and who's not lying and when do you go. And most of these things never, ever go to trial. Somebody pleads guilty or somebody makes them a deal. Nobody's making anybody a deal here. They're talking about the death penalty and the firing squad. Oh, come on. I would just tell Tyler, you sit tight. And there is something about anybody that I think is being railroaded or everybody piles on. I don't care if you're black, white, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you something. In case you just tuned in and you don't know who I am. When I was on TV, there were 2 cases. I pissed people off. I said, Casey Anthony, she's going to be found not guilty. Oh my God. But the little girl, I said, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm telling you the evidence it won't prove it. And sure enough, I'm right. The second was George Zimmerman. Remember this? Remember Trayvon Martin? I said they're going to find him not guilty because of Florida stand your ground law. You racist. I said, you don't get it, do you? Nick Fuentes. I like Erica Kirk. Good, Nick. Who cares? What are you talking? I don't care. What is this? Who likes? It's not about liking anybody. Well, I think that exploding mic stuff. We're not going to be talking about the exploding mic. That's not going to come into it. That's elsewhere. This is very simply this. You've got a bad case. You should have taken the first. The first witness was, oh my God, he was horrid. Horrid. What's his name? Bagley? Remember this guy? I tell you what, a good judge would have said, excuse me. Pardon me, can I hit the counsel in my chambers? Yeah. What's Bagley going to say? Bagley, what did you do? Well, Bagley, what did you do that day before we go out there? What'd you do? Did you take any witness? Did you see anything? What'd you see? Well, I heard a noise. What noise? Great. You heard a noise. The whole place heard a noise. Why are you here? Well, I saw a holster. The holster? Did you hear that holster story? What was that about? You found a holster? Doesn't really matter because it sounded like a rifle to me. It was louder. Even the prosecutor said, it was louder, right? Yeah, it sounded more. Excuse me, why is Bagley here? What is his testimony? And believe me, in a real courtroom with a real tough judge and nobody here, a defense lawyer could stand up and say, Your Honor, okay, can you tell me, can we just summarize what is it that he's there for? Look at this. We've got, oh my God, look at this. 10 Lionel Nation memberships. God bless you. Thank you for this. Thank you. How beauteous. Thank you. I could see standing up and saying, Your Honor, do me a favor. What is this? What does Officer Bagley know? I'll stipulate to it. Come on, let's go. And the judges will love that. Thank you. What is he going to say? What is it? Tell me what he saw. Why was he there? I still don't know. What did you do to establish probable cause? You saw him? Well, I learned later. You learned later? Yeah, so why don't we talk to the person who you learned it from? And then this Hull, remember this, the British dude? He says, well, did you find out what happened? Well, I read the you didn't know his name? Yeah, somebody told you? This is, we'll get to hearsay in a moment. Does anybody here have any firsthand knowledge of what happened? Who's critical? How about this? I was standing next to Charlie. I was on the security detail and I heard this noise. I looked up. I said, hey, there's that guy on the roof. And I saw smoke coming out of the barrel. And I saw this guy run down and he came down the side of the building and he did a Spider-Man down the hall and they tackled him. And when I went over, I said, that's Tyler Robinson. That would be great. That's what I want to hear. That would be great. Or I tackled him. I was a police officer. I looked and I see this guy jump off and it was Tyler Robinson. Didn't have a gun. That would be great as opposed to, well, I got there and did you learn? Well, did they have drones? What are you doing? This is a preliminary hearing. We haven't even taken depositions yet. This is fun. What are you doing? And this prosecutor, schmuck, what are you doing? You're turning all this information over to the defense. Get to the point. What are you trying to say? What happened? Preliminary hearing is so easy. I arrested the defendant. After the arrest, I conducted a search pursuant to the a search incident to the arrest, and I found the heroin in his back pocket. And that's him, and this is the heroin, and that's it. That's a preliminary hearing. What is this stuff? Well, I went. Does anybody know why they were there? Does anybody know what we learned from them? Does anybody know what are we learning? This judge would say, wait a minute, we have 2 witnesses all day. This is it. Now we get into this one, right? First of all, the rules of evidence are really, just really the best case as a Legulian that I've ever got sucked into, because I did it for a friend, was small claims. You don't want to ever do that. There's no evidence at all. There's no rules at all. I mean, it is just the worst. It is like, oh my God, these people want to kill each other. They want to kill each other. He told me this. He said this. Do you know that there's a thing called the best evidence rule, where you have to know, you have to use the originals. Whenever you talk about documents, you can't just talk about the content. You got to have the original document or explain why it's not there. It can or can't be used depending upon the jurisdiction. There's a lot of stuff. Hearsay. What are you doing? Are you reading from here's another one. Are you reading from your police report? Yes. You're not. Yes. Objection. Hearsay. Why? He's reading a script. This is an out-of-court statement, not under oath, made to prove the truth of the matter asserted. He's reading a script. You don't come in here and read this. Well, I got my diary. No. Do you not remember this yet? Get out. Because a witness has to, number one, be under oath. Number two, he had to experience the thing he's talking about. Hear it, see it, smell it, taste it, touch it, whatever it is. Or the only case of somebody who can testify to something they did not see, who were not there, that's, of course, an expert witness. Somebody who does a lab, somebody who reviews blood. He wasn't there. He's an expert. But everybody else, you got to be there. And we sure as hell don't want you to say, well, I wasn't there, but he told me. Wait a minute. Hold it. That's getting into the hearsay. It's an out-of-court statement that is offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted. Meaning, what I am saying that this witness told me, I want it to be true. See, sometimes you can say hearsay all the time. Let's say everybody now wants to sue for defamation. Let's say you're suing somebody for defamation. You've got to prove publication, meaning you've got to prove somebody said it somewhere. Somebody said this. Somebody heard it published. You said it in front of people, or it was some. You can't whisper to somebody, go, you're a degenerate. No. Defamation, libel is spoken and actually recorded, I should say. Defamation, slander is spoken, but it's got to be published. Somebody's got to hear this. Somebody's got to be. Well, in the rare case of slander, you might bring somebody to say, yeah, I was at a party and he said that so-and-so is a communist. That's not hearsay. Why? Because why am I offering that statement? I'm offering the statement to prove that he said it for publication. Do I want that statement to be true? No. Why? Because if it's true that he's a communist or whatever, I lose. Defamation is you said a false statement. But I've got to prove that you said it. So I bring somebody in to say, yep, I heard him. He said this. So am I offering it for the proof or to prove the truth of the matter asserted? No, because I don't want it to be true. I just want to know that you said it. Sometimes you want people to say, you know what, then tear up the will. I just want to know whether you said it. Did he tear it up? I don't know. I just want him to, sometimes called res gestae and all other things. But yesterday they were actually referring to, who was it? The first witness was suggesting that, anyway, someone said that they heard that the cause of death was a gunshot wound. Objection! Because that is his hearsay. Do I want that to be true? Yes! They were, and I got to tell you, Nestor was doing a good job. Objection. This judge just let everything in. Everything. Do you not know what hearsay is? Why don't we just bring all the reports in and you just read them out loud? How's that? Whoever said this? Well, here's a guy, Dr. Marmaduke, said that he said, here we go. He said that Tyler Robinson killed him. Okay, here's another report. Can I talk to him? Can I cross-examine? There's something wonderful called the Sixth Amendment Confrontation Clause. What is the Sixth Amendment? What is a confrontation clause? What does that even mean? It means I have the right to, this is interesting. Somebody just sent me. Tyler Robbins is good. I've got a friend of mine who sends me good stuff. Tyler Robbins' defense, your body cam footage okay, we'll get to that in a moment. I got a great friend who sends me good stuff. I even forgot what the hell I was saying. Oh. Forgive me. I just want to scream. This is the most incredible case of a judge who's just letting kind of everything is. He has no control. Probable cause is not going to be tough. The standard is, are there facts that are alleged that leads the reasonable, prudent person to believe that a crime was committed? Yes. I wish somebody would set up and say, Judge, do me a favor, okay? I will stipulate, meaning I'll agree. No need to put this on. What do you've got? Counselor, what do you want to do? What's this guy going to testify to? Officer, was it Bagley? Yeah. What's Bagley going to say? Well, I stipulate to it. No need for him. Have a nice day. Get rid of him. We don't need to talk. If that's it, I'll agree to it. Who's the next one? Officer Hall. Okay, what's Hall? This is a British fellow. What is he? Well, he works with the SBI, this Selective Bureau. Okay, whatever. And what's he going to say? He's going to say that does he know anything? Did he take any statements? No, fine. I stipulate. Let him in. That doesn't mean that later on I can't cross-examine him in trial, but for purposes of this stupid little this hearing, yeah, let him in. Just talk to him. That's it. Let's get to the bottom line. Your Honor, yes. And when you're helping the judge out, he loves it. Judge, can I have a question? Yes. I don't want to be rude. Okay. Does anybody here have anything to connect a rifle, a gun, a weapon with my client, Tyler Robinson? Anybody? Bumper sticker warning. Don't get dead in Utah. Yeah, you're right about that. They might not even have a grand jury for you. Okay, so Judge, very quickly, does anybody here have anything that has the lint brush or the rifle connected to anything? There was a rifle. Or better yet, Judge, said differently, what evidence do you have that he killed anybody? Not that you saw some grainy figure run down. Not that somebody said, hey, he turned himself in, because there's also something called corpus delicti, which I don't want to get into. But you just can't confess. You do know that, right? If anybody decides to walk in and confess, if anybody does, let's assume that our friend Susie or Suzzy 2026 walks into the Orem Police Department, Sheriff's Office, and says, I did it. I was there. Here's my picture. I was near the stage. I did it. Arrest me. Would they arrest Susie? No. Excuse me. I just confessed to it. I did it. No. But they arrest Tyler, and he didn't confess to anybody, not to the police. And they would say, well, Susie, you say you killed. Yes, I murdered Charlie. Where's your gun? I don't have a gun. I don't know. It's somewhere. I don't know. Susie, we have to have a gun. You don't have to have a gun. What? Tyler doesn't have a gun. Okay, Susie, can we check your hands for GSR gunshot residue? No. Why? You didn't do Charlie, or Tyler rather. What are you asking me for? What do you mean I need a gun? He didn't have a gun. You want to check my cheek and my hand? You didn't do it to him. What do you need? Why are you doing this? I'm confessing. He didn't even confess. He sort of confessed in a weird way. I was there, and I'm going to take my I got this one thing from this one line. It was the weirdest thing. I was there, and I will take the shot. You were, and you will. And also, the best one who's not going to be here, ready for this, is Lance. Junebug, Moonbat, whatever this one, Moon Pie, Maluna, the lesbian, he's not going to be there. That's what I say. That's exactly what I say. That's what I say. Why? Well, we'll just, we'll use hearsay. Hearsay my ass. Wait a minute. Wait. You're not even going to bring him in for what? What? You're not going to, what? There's two parts of this, the gun and the confession. And you're not bringing in the fellow who heard it? And Judge, you're going to find probable cause? The most important, all you got to do is, can we get him on the phone? Can we have a Zoom? Can I talk to him? Her, him, it, they? What do you mean? What if I talk to Lance? I said, hey, Lance, yeah. Did Tyler tell you? Who? Tyler. Tyler Robinson. Who? Your lover. Huh? Oh, I didn't tell you? Yeah, well, yeah. He suffered a stroke since then. Wait a minute, he what? You didn't tell me that. Well, yeah. How do I know he even remembers anything? This is the you want me to you're going to take a hearsay statement of him, the key witness? He's not there. I've got the schmuck, Bagley, and Hull. What the hell are they talking about? Well, I found it. It sounded like a gun. I don't know. Then the other one who said, I don't know. He's like whispering. What the hell's going on here? And the main guy, you don't bring in Junebug to say, yeah, I was there when he came in and he said, I did it. Oh, yeah. Was there any doubt? Oh, absolutely. He told me that he killed. He was there. He killed. That he killed Charlie. He said it? Absolutely. Boy, that would be great. He's not there. This judge said, what? This guy, listen, if I'm a prosecutor, I say, you damn right I'm going to have him there. Why? Because I want you to hear this. And I want the next thing out of your mouth to be, I want to work on a plea deal. Why? We're dead. And I want my client, Tyler, to say, did you hear that? That's your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. That person's going to bury you. And then Tyler leans over and says, no, that's not what happened. Well, wait a minute. We'll talk about that later. This is the most incredible thing in the world. You want to establish probable cause, and the most important person you're not talking to? And you're talking to these people? So let me just say, it all comes down to a couple of things. Number one, the gun. I keep doing this in case you just tuned in. There was nothing to link this gun that they found with the actual death, the murder, the dispatch of Charlie. Now, I don't know what they found when they did the neck dissection. I don't know. We haven't seen anything. He hasn't even pled guilty. He hasn't even been formally charged yet. This is ridiculous. This is the preliminary hearing. He hasn't even been arraigned. He hasn't entered a plea of not guilty. He's just. Now this isn't a trial, but the second thing, third, whatever the number, somebody keep track of this. This prosecutor is giving away everything you can imagine. How shitty these witnesses are, their lousy testimony. And Nestor's just writing this down. And you're giving him a preview of all of the problems you're going to be having when it comes to trial. All of the problems. You're going to have so many problems. When you get to trial, you're not going to believe it. You're not going to know it. You're not going to know it. You're going to be, and wait till that jury's there. And then you hit him with his hearsay. So a couple of things here. Hearsay. I cannot just introduce something that says, remember, if you're charged with cocaine, somebody's got it from the lab, some lab division. Somebody's going to have to come up and say to you, or it's proved to the court or somebody, yeah, I was there. I looked at the sample and that was it. Okay, fine. You can't just submit a piece of paper unless you stipulate to it, unless you agree to it. A lot of times you do. Because if you're in court and you keep demanding every time you're in court that the toxicologist comes to court, the judge is going to know you're a dick and you say, why are you doing this? This guy's been doing this for 35 years. What are you doing? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But in a murder case, I want the person who makes these statements in court saying this. I don't want some investigator. A lot of these people aren't even working for them anymore. Some guy who was the police department for some university. Did you see they had like nobody there? There was no security, no nothing. I want Joe Friday here to be reading the report, reading the results, the Sixth Amendment Confrontation Clause. I'm going to confront my accuser, and it's not a piece of paper. I want the person who said this, bring his ass here. What are you doing? I didn't stipulate to this. It's the weirdest thing in the world. I know it's a preliminary hearing. I know that. So you're going to have big problems. You're going to have, and I hope they've got their paralegals there because they better know their hearsay law, number one. Number two, 403 evidence. This is, and notice this Nestor, this was apparently good. Our good friend Kale says, I had a political science professor who would stomp his foot during parts of the lecture to be on test. Your hand farts equate. Thanks for all the joy. Who'd stomp his foot during parts of his lecture to be on test. Oh, okay, good. I like that. I can do that too. Now, what I do, I'd pay attention to this. There we go. It's much better. Now, hearsay. Oh my God. What are you going to be introducing in trial? Do you have any pieces of paper yet? Let me see them. Any documents? Let me see them. Okay, what's this? This is the death certificate. They're not going to stipulate. Bring in the person. Bring in the medical examiner. Believe me, you're going to want it. What's this? This was a chain of custody. We don't need that one. You know, when you bring something in, I take the cocaine from the suspect. I put it in an envelope. I sign my name. I turn it into the evidence locker. The evidence custodian, he signs it. I don't want him in there. You can pass on him. What other documents you have? Well, this is a driving record, let's say. Okay, we'll get away with it because there's a business records exception. It's kind of an official. Okay, what else? The court can also take judicial notice of things. It was raining on that day. Do I have to bring in a meteorologist? No, we'll just take judicial notice of the fact that it was raining. Okay, good, I got it. And then you do this ahead of time. And then you say, you don't need Bagley because he's not going to say anything. And you don't need Hull because he's not going to say anything. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. And I would ask, if I was a judge, excuse me, humor me. When we get to the part about the gun, are you going to be able to connect him to anything? No. Are you? Are you going to be able to connect this rifle, this gun, to anything? No. Then all this is bullshit. What are we talking about? You mean to tell me, are you going to be able to say that Tyler shot anybody? Yeah. How? How? This is what it's about. This is the preliminary hearing. How? Forget the confession. Forget that. How? How did he do it? Has that rifle ever been fired? By the way, I'm not sure. I am not sure. There's these stories they're saying, well, it may not have happened. I heard, and it was a testimony that we had gun detection dogs that they could smell a fish fart. And if anybody fired any gun, those dogs will find it, and they went right by it. So was this gun even fired? Was this gun fired? Did you check? Did you check? Did you look at this was fired? Do you have any of the shells? Can you tell whether I want to know? Because if we say, well, we have a gun that was fired, okay, but nothing to connect it to the wound, I'm sorry. You're not going to bring this. What if they found a shotgun that had been fired? What if they found a bazooka that had been fired? What if they found an M4, a Heckler, an H&K, whatever, semi-automatic? You can't connect the two. If you can't connect the gun, then you can't connect Chyler. There's no case. Not a conspiracy theory. I don't give a damn about Discord, that cord. Doesn't matter to me. How did he do it? Well, he had a rifle. Excuse me. Now, the judge is going to probably say, well, you know what? I'll let this go to the jury. Or I'll let this go, let this file charges, and you work on this later on. Okay. The judge finding probable cause, even with all of these problems. Now, he grants, he says there is probable cause. Great. He stays in jail, lock up, no bond. Probable cause has been established. Next move, the arraignment. Enter a plea. Guilty, not guilty, or I don't think they'll allow a no contest plea, but guilty or not guilty. Okay? Well, I'm going to plead not guilty. Why? Because if I plead guilty, it's over. I'm done. Okay, not guilty. You're not going to see anything in 2026. Our good friend Keemer says, allowing all this hearsay is frightening. A young man's life is on the line. How can all this be allowed? By the way, big love from Scotland. God bless you. Oh, hearsay is just unbelievable. Hearsay is this. It's the rule of law that says we have a rule followed by about 1,000 exceptions. It's a move. Hearsay. An out-of-court statement offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted. Here we go. Let me give you an example of some of the, let me look up New York State Evidence Code, hearsay exceptions. And they're all pretty much the same. You're going to love these. Here we go. Oh, here we go. This is great. Present sense impression, excited utterance, state of mind, business records, admission by a party. Oh, there's also excited utterance. Let me give you an example of something. This is, in fact, this is what, I think it was a prosecutor. He knew what he was doing. This is when the trial counsel is completely full of shit. Okay? Objection, hearsay. Counselor, what do you say? Your Honor, we're not offering it to prove the truth of the matter asserted. We are merely offering it to prove that it was said. Bullshit. That's the oldest line in the book. Really? Okay. Another one is this. Mr. So-and-so, did you talk to the medical examiner? Yes, I did. And what did he tell you was the cause of death? Well, he said it was a gunshot wound. Now, normally, you always instruct your witnesses, when I'm asking you a question, get the answer out. I'm not saying rush through it. Don't pause. Because if you pause, you're going to hear an objection. And the jury may never hear it. And once they hear it, you can't unring the bell. You got it? If I'm answering something, if I'm asking a question, and I say objection, or if somebody is asking you something, and I say objection, you stop. Don't finish it. I'm objecting. Let the judge hear the reason. People will answer the question when their lawyer's objecting, because, well, let me just say it like this. No, stop talking. But let me go back to what I was saying. What did the medical examiner say? Question. He is a medical examiner here? No. Is he on the roll? No. Are you going to refer to a document? Yes. Well, he told me that he wrote, in fact, he told me, independent of this, that Charlie died of a gunshot wound. Is that hearsay? Absolutely. Now, what if I said, one more question. How did he say that? Well, he was very excited, very panicky, screaming. Ooh, that's the excited utterance exception. What? The law kind of likes everything to come in, even hearsay to an extent. But if you say something in an excited state, that can be construed as an exception. Why? Because it has indicia, depending upon where you're from, of reliability, and it's trustworthy. Why? Because he yelled that. Oh my God, he's shot by a man. Oh, he must have meant that. Egyptian jet guy, I love this, says, what happens when hundreds of clock tower ex-contractors fail to sway public opinion? Buying influence should have sponsored by badge. Knee laws. Interesting. I thank you. When should influence be, maybe we should have like those signs, perhaps maybe you're discussing maybe the way they have various sponsorships for racing. I don't know, but it's a very interesting portion, a thing to say. I'm afraid I'm muddling this up. There's a part of me that says, stop it. You're confusing these people. Do you understand what I'm saying? Be honest with me. Because I get ahead of myself, and I know what I'm talking about, and other people know, but you've never heard this before, and it sounds weird to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Remember, this is a preliminary hearing. During trial, if it ever gets to that point, I'm telling you, one of the best pieces ever is done by my friend Jimmy Dore. He's spot on regarding his recitation of how the gun was fired, taken apart, put back together again. The screwdriver was left on the roof, but the gun was somehow put together. That comes later on. I want them to do the notion of the safety. I don't know if you heard this one. Imagine this. This is the barrel, right? This is the barrel. Oh, look at this. Sorry, just joined. Egypt said, sorry, just joined. And a question was on my mind. You don't have to explain. Thank you. I just hope my answer wasn't completely psychotic. We're saying, what the hell? Oh, voir dire. To speak the truth, Sarah says. Sarah Andronicus. Voir dire. Voir dire. To speak the truth. That's maybe when we get to picking a jury. Voir dire is also before you put a witness on. Sometimes you can voir dire a witness outside the presence of the jury to make sure they know what they're talking about. But that's a very good point. Let's say this is the barrel, okay? This is the barrel. This is the end. I'm going to shoot this way, okay? There's a little switch. You have to pop it up like this to fire it, and when it's down, the safety's off. To fire the Mauser, you got to push it up like that. You fire. Now, some have suggested that the way this telescopic sight, it prevents the safety from moving up because it stopped. Let's get into that one. That's my favorite. I imagine this. I told you I've got this imaginary witness, this gunnery sergeant, Max Fremont, United States Marine Corps, retired. Gunny, what is this? And you bring the rifle out and you say, let me explain to you. We've made this safe. And you go back. The firing pin is out. The thing is out. Yeah. What is this? That's a Mauser 98. What does it shoot? Well, this one shoots for 30-06, but some might be able to change the barrels, but this is about 100 years old. No, this is a 30-06. Now, gunning, yeah. Here's a screwdriver. By the way, I told you this when I got my chair this year. This is the best weapon. I don't know why I'm telling you this. But anyway, gunning, yeah. Can you take this apart for us? Can I what? Can you take this apart? How long were you in the Marine Corps? 35 years. Have you taken a few weapons apart? Yeah, I'm a gunnery sergeant. No, gunnery. Gunnery sounds like gonorrhea, doesn't it? Okay. Well, let me see this. Okay, by the way, I've got a stopwatch. Go! Go? Yeah, go. Okay, let me see. We started. You should have warned me about this. I know. Hurry. Come on, let's go. Maybe. And just have the jury look at him and say, what the hell is this guy doing? This is hard. It's this bolt is frozen. Hang on a minute. Give me this thing. Do you have any WD-40? No, okay. Okay, good. All right, we're going to stop you right now, Gunny. It's been about 12 minutes. Okay, fine. Now, the prosecution will have you believe, sir, that Tyler Robinson, my client, who I do not believe at the age of 22, 23 at the time, was not ever a member of the Marine Corps. He took this apart using a screwdriver and then put it down his pants and then put it back together again later on without the screwdriver. What? Repeatedly. Not to mention changing his clothes. He's changing his clothes. Now, am I a conspiracy theorist? Am I a conspiracy theorist? Because that word today, as you know, is being used to detail somebody who's crazy. Do I love this Tyler? No. I keep saying, I'm listening to some of this stuff. This is the most ridiculous comment in the world. If you can't prove, I don't care whether he did or not, if you can't prove that he fired a gun or any gun, that's it. It's done. It's finished. J.P. Hanks says, do you think Utah's lack of a grand jury is helping or hindering the process due to the public nature of the judge's process? It sure as hell, it's a great question. It's hurting the prosecution. They could have had this already done with a grand jury. They could have said, well, we don't normally have a grand jury. Then damn it, get a grand jury. What are you talking about? Slap it together, give me an indictment, that's it. You wouldn't be hearing Bagby or Bagley and Hull and all these horrible witnesses. Nothing. Why didn't they do it? I don't know. And if I talk to that prosecutor, I say, by the way, who'd you piss off to get this case? What do you mean? You don't have anything. And you're an officer of the court. Tell me you've got some smoking gun, literally, no pun. Tell me somewhere along the line, you're going to surprise us with some evidence because there's nothing there. Let me also tell you something. I don't care about Erica Kirk. It's not about her. I don't care about Erica Kirk or Colvette or Neff or these other people. I don't care about them. Andy Wilson. Candace is evil. Candace isn't even involved in this. She's not even a part of this. What are you doing? Quit bringing up Candace. She's not there. Now, if she showed up, and I hope she doesn't, she has nothing to do with this case. They're never going to get to anything about the exploding mic, or that's an alternative hypothesis she's advanced and others have as well. But that's not it. And by the way, yesterday, who was it? Oh God, I think his name is. Forgive me. He's pretty good. What is his name? His name is. Jesse on Fire, I think. Did you see when they were doing what I had suggested? They had a hog's head or something, and they did a 30-06. Boom! And there's a little hole here, a little hole. Boop, boop. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. Now, listen to me. You listening? Okay. The moment somebody says, wait a minute there, lie, you Legulian, you don't know the facts of the case. There is evidence that he fired a gun. There is evidence of him shooting. There is. I'd say, fine. I take everything back. My bad. Have a nice day. We're moving on. Prove the case. If this son of a bitch was responsible for killing him, fine. Burn him. I don't care. I don't care. Nobody deserves to be shot down like a dog. He had a wife, whether you like her or not, and kids. And I think he loved his wife. And he doesn't deserve to be taken out of 33 or whatever it is. This is ridiculous. So the moment you do it, the moment you show me, I'm with you 100%. Go for it. I don't have any invested in this. Fine. I don't care about, get him. But I don't think you do. And I've seen this movie before. And you're not going to convince me that everything's groovy just because of that. You got what I'm saying? You got what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if we're going to have another hearing. By the way, does this help? I'm afraid, I don't want to leave you and say, I'm so confused right now, which I have a tendency of doing because I've got so much that's coming through my mind right now. I've got, if you think about this, this is interesting. I have 40, I graduated from law school, I started 43 years ago. So I've got a lot that I've kind of picked up. So I'm putting all this together and I'm trying to not overwhelm you, but I'm just trying to tell you, this is terrible. Listen, if it's not that way, I'll tell you. Sometimes these cases are pretty straightforward. Look at this. Look at Liberty Bell. God bless you for that. Thank you. Thank you for that. You are unbelievable. And thank you. And some of these people who are, look, I don't want to mention their names unless they're really bad. But some people, I swear to God, I don't know what they're talking about. I think that, I'll tell you who asked some damn good questions was Megyn Kelly. She was asking my questions exactly about the grand jury. She gets it. Why didn't you establish probable cause before? The great Saul Walker came up with the notion that even a good prosecutor can indict a ham sandwich. Why didn't you indict? Why did you do this? Why did you do this? And I love things that get real simple. Real simple. Do you see the person in court today who fired? Yes. Do you see the person in court today? Yes. Where is he? Sitting right there. Let the record reflect that the defendant's been identified. And did you see him shoot? I sure did. And what happened to you? And he told me he shot. You sure? Absolutely. He's right here. How do I know that? Because he's my brother-in-law. Next question. That's it. I like it. Simple, fast, get to the point. Stop this bullshit about, and they always do this. An officer, where did you work before? Oh, for God's sakes. Well, prior to UVU, I worked at a Western Sizzler. I was a fry cook. Okay. And then it was an internship. I'm certified by the... Don't bore them. Let me also tell you something. People forget this. People want to see a trial. And not just any trial. This is a trial, not of the century, but this is a big trial. And don't let them down. They want to see somebody who is at least not flamboyant because it's the facts of the case that really make you good. Not that you're going to be flailing your arms around, but give them something that they will enjoy. They will like you. Take command of the courtroom. They will believe you. You look like the guy who knows what you're talking about. Treat everybody with respect. It's never personal. It's not us versus them. You're just a great guy. And when you say, and the hardest thing for anybody to do is not to make your point with a witness, make it in closing. So if you say, so if somebody were to testify, in fact, don't even call attention to it. So you say, well, we really didn't have any security there that day. It was very sparse. Okay. If you think that's important, say no further questions. But in closing, say, and not only that, they didn't have any. Did you hear? You heard them. They didn't even have any security. The most important, the most charismatic, and the most controversial person ever is on your campus, and you don't have anybody there. This is the level of rank incompetence. Now, mind you, if you'd have kept them on the stand and said that, he'd say, well, we know we had budget cuts and it's not our fault. And somebody might even feel sorry for him. Get him off, which is another thing I always tell you. How many times have I told you? The rule of cross-examination, don't. It's their witness. Don't give the chance of this guy to correct himself. Don't give him the chance to redeem himself. Seriously, just get him off. Make Hull and the other one, Bagby, make them seem like the biggest dumbasses that ever lived during closing. Make Bagley rake him over the coals in closing. Ladies and gentlemen, did you see Officer Bagley? Did he know where he was? He acted like they woke him up. This was the lead prosecutor. He's not there. He's not there. Can't defend himself. But if you're doing it when he's on the stand, I've been doing this for 35 years. I won the Medal of Honor. Oh, okay. Why didn't you just sit down? Cross-examination is the worst. When somebody says something, that's it. Don't explain it. Just say, thank God. And the best is no further questions. No questions. Thank you. Especially if they're not going to help you. Get them off. Lawyers can't do this. Oh, they've got to cross-examine. And the best is when lawyers repeat what the person just testified to. So, if I got this straight, you walked in and saw my client standing over the body of the deceased with a butcher knife, screaming, I'm going to kill you. Is that what you said? Why are you doing that? What are you doing? Don't let them, let it go. Don't bring it up. Uh-huh. I see. Okay. Why are they doing this? They repeat. So you're saying, don't say you're saying. He's not helping you. True story. When I was brand new, I didn't know these rules. And by the way, if you ever want to read somebody or hear of somebody, some of the best trial tactics ever is a fellow named Irving Younger. Like older, younger. He's just, oh my God. The rules of cross-examination are phenomenal. He was Irving Younger. In any event, I was brand new, and it was a traffic thing. It wasn't even that big of a deal, but I insisted upon asking a question, and the older prosecutor, maybe by like a couple of weeks, who was training me, I'm second chairing him, as it were. They said, okay, sure, go ahead and ask away. I said, so I'll have my yellow pad. You always have you have to have your yellow legal pad. So, officer, you're saying that the light was yellow? Is that right? He said, yes. So help me God, for reasons that to this day, I do not know why, my mind went blank. What the hell am I asking him about the yellow? I'm looking at my pad. I realized, oh my God, they're all looking at me. I just blanked out. So I said, the question again was, so you're saying the light was yellow? Yes, I did. That's what I thought you'd say. No further questions. And everybody did this. And the experience by 2 weeks, prosecutors said, what was that about? I said, I'll tell you later. So I have no fucking idea. And people are like this. Anything else? No. I mean, everybody. It was great. They were confused. I don't know if I won or, but I said, what's the point of this? Another true story, because trials, you never know. We had this, it was like early in my career, it was a DUI case right around Christmas. And all the courthouses all the courtrooms that we were used to were busy. We had to go to this old courtroom. They hadn't really used it in a long time. And it's like, I'd never been in there. It's like, wow. And we were far away. We were on the other side of the room. So whenever you would go into the room, sometimes we would like to get the table next to the jury. But some judges would say, no, prosecution's always near the jury. You're over on the other side. It was one of those. So I couldn't, because if you're next to the jury, they can kind of see you. You can see them. Anyway. So I was the other side, and I can't hear what this guy is saying. I can't hear him. And I'm wondering, what is the matter? Am I losing my... And I looked up, and I realized that it might have been the way the ceilings were configured. And I thought, oh, that must be it. I said, whoever, and I'm looking up, look at the woodwork. So as I look back down, the jury's like this. During like a closing, I thought, oh no. And so the prosecutor, or whoever, the defense lawyer said, and we believe that the state failed to, it's like, what the hell are you looking at? And the judge is looking up, everybody's looking up, and I'm looking down. And it was one of the funniest things. I didn't know what to do. They didn't connect me to it. I'm just looking down like that. But you never know what they're going to do. You don't. There are other tricks you can do. This is terrible. Let's say you're here. You're in the jury box here. Okay? The witness is here. Sometimes, depending upon the judge, you could drag the lectern, not the podium, but drag the lectern that you use, drag it and block the jury's view of the witness. I saw that a couple of times ago. No. Judge is going to put it back. All right, judge, don't try that. No. Because the jury is like, because if they can't ever see you, they can't like you. And conversely, they can't help you. Hate you. Another one too. You cannot go up and get close to the jury. You know these ones where they lean on the bench or the jury box, and do you think they're almost in their lap? Judges will kill you. Get away! What are you doing? A permission to approach. You don't get near the jury. And a witness, you can't. May I approach the witness? You don't get near them. But on TV all the time you see this. It's nuts. You can't, oh my God. You can publish something to the jury. I had somebody one time who was shot in the face. And I wanted this was funny because it was the victim. I'm defending the woman who was charged with this. I wanted them to show the jury your face. And I said, Your Honor, may we publish the wounds? Publish is whenever you show something to the jury. You publish this, you publish the statement, you give it to them, you show them. So he says, how do we publish the wounds? Well, have him just walk over. So the guy's going like this. And he showed where he was shot. And the jury is like this. Because my position was, I never said you weren't shot. I'm saying she did. By the way, we won that one. I said, I'm not hiding anything. Show them. Be nice to people. I'm here. Look, I want the truth, don't you? Show them. And the prosecutor felt bad. He didn't think about publishing the jury. But there's different ways to I gotta tell you a true story. Listen to this. This is how fun it can be. Before there was the internet, before there were these court reporters, and they would, if ever they heard something funny, you could go, I think her name was Marlene. You can go to Marlene, the court reporter. By the way, they were something. They could just sit there and they get that look on their face. Then you get someone who wearing the mask. And you're talking and they're repeating what you're saying. It's weird. And their eyes are going like this. And anyway. But the court reporter, they're great. But every now and then somebody will say something and they have the page. So if you want to go down and pay for it, she charged like $1 a page. And you could have your official copy of this. Here was the one that they talked about forever. Well, two. The first one was never use a word to a witness that they don't know. Don't ever try to impress them with your sesquipedalian charms. Don't ever say like, I know so many words, and okay, fine. During the course, it was an aggravated battery, stabbing. The prosecutor asked the victim, "Ma'am, were you stabbed in the fracas?" And she said, "No, I was stabbed between the belly button and the fracas." That one was, we went down, how much? There's $1. There's $1. We had that one. That was a beauty. Love you, Lionel. If Tyler Robinson is found not guilty in this disgusting mess, will he then be able to file defamation suit against anyone claiming he is guilty? TPUSA not really, because they were acting. Thank you, by the way. They were acting in the capacity of a victim, and you don't want to do. I mean, but this statement. I mean, unless there's defamation, there's malicious prosecution, abusive process. Those are very rare. You can also theoretically, if the prosecutor knew this, there's abusive process, which is, you might as well forget it. Malicious prosecution, more of a civil case. He theoretically could, but no, because you're almost privileged to an extent. Let me tell you the second one, which was not funny, but funny. When you're in a courtroom, you have no idea the pressure, the tension, the suppressed laughter. It's not. I had a guy one time who came in. First time he saw me, he had an epileptic seizure, grand mal seizure. I'll never forget. It was like one of these. Saw me, and now I didn't think it was me. He was looking at our direction, and he went into a seizure. And the judge was great. Just, all right, keep going. Don't worry, he'll be fine. Call it. They called him. He said, just please don't give him the man. Give him, make sure he's okay. Which was the best thing you can do. Don't put anything in their mouth or whatever it was. So he was all right. Months later, whatever the time passed, this guy walks up again. Now imagine this, okay? Imagine what I'm seeing. Remember Kilroy was here? Remember them had the thing like this, and they had their hands like that? Okay. I looked over and I hear this sliding noise. Okay, really, like, because the courtroom, they have like pews, these wooden pews are very loud when you sit down. Anyway, all of a sudden we hear this movement, this I don't know what it was, and we looked, and I looked, and this guy's face was like this, and he was having a seizure, but looking right at me, and there was no doubt that was looking at me. He had a seizure again. So the judge said, he didn't, because, well, it appears to me that the gentleman doesn't particularly care for you. Now, meanwhile, people are running because his legs were kind of spinning, but he's hanging on, it's just making noise. It was terrible. I got a kind of a complex for a while. I don't know whatever happened to him, but anyway, I got the host of ribbing. Okay, here's the story. There was a sexual battery case. Rape. Bad. And this fellow that we knew had a court-appointed case. There was no defense. And they knew this guy was going to join the Century Club. This was in the old days when people would be sentenced to 100, 200, 300 years plus probation. After you continue, you're done with your 300 years, then we'll put you on lifetime probation. One person got life and asked, is there gain time? Gain time for life? Yeah, in the hereafter, I guess. In any event. So this woman was taking the stand, and she was, poor victim. It was terrible. And this guy, I knew it was a court-appointed lawyer, says, he said, well, I gotta ask him, is there anything I should ask this person? Because the first thing he's going to do when he goes back into the prison is file what was called a 3850 motion, ineffective assistance of counsel. And he's going to just talk bad about me forever. So I'm going to make sure I ask him, is there anything you want me to ask her? So he said, yeah, ask her if the dude, I'm sorry, this is what he said, had a climax. So he says, that's actually not bad. This is before DNA, but, maybe there's serology or something. And maybe it goes to show you that, yeah, okay, all right, fine, that's good. So he says, ma'am, I have one question for you. He was very gingerly asking these questions. Ma'am, did you say, the man that you say did this to you, did he have a climax? And she said, no, he had a forward fair lane. And the judge was so afraid that somebody would just, not because they were cruel, just because of this, because sometimes people laugh out of this nervousness, and we've seen this. He says, I'm sorry, it's not funny. Get out, clear the way. He wanted everybody out, and the doors opened up, and people were just, howling. It's not that it was funny. You just don't know the suppressed, it's like, what? And you're thinking, is this a joke? It can't be a joke. The stuff that happened. One time we had a public defender, a great guy. We had these hallways, and he went to the court. He opened up the door, and he's looking at me down the hall. It was packed. The court was going on. It was like an arraignment day. Packed. He thought it was empty. It was courtroom D. He thought he was in E. He opens up the door, and he's, sees me, goes, yeah, well, why don't you go fuck yourself? And the judge looks at him like this, and he said, have somebody from your office, the public defender, have somebody at your office be here at 3:00. We have an order to show cause. And that means an order to show cause why you shouldn't be held in contempt. Because the judge, he knew it was, but the judge had to teach everybody in his courtroom, don't you think we're going to tolerate this? So let me tell you the scene. All of a sudden the door opens up. Everybody looks. There he is. Very good lawyer. And he goes, oh yeah, why'd you go fuck yourself? I got these frantic calls in my office. Frantic. We didn't have even beepers, no cell phones. And I said, hey, what's going on? He goes, do you remember today? Can you come testify for me? He said, do you remember when I said, he goes, yeah, if I recall correctly, I think you said something about the judge going to fuck himself. He goes, no! Anyway, it was a joke. I said, of course, I'll be there. But it was one of them. Now, it may not sound like a big deal to you, but when you're in a courtroom, and this is serious stuff, and we were there every single day, morning docket, afternoon docket, Monday through Friday, plus trial week, plus jail, plus going to the probate. It was this MASH unit, 24 years old. We walked in we had files, and it was just like, you've never seen anything like it. Trials, and no, it was the best training. And nobody ever said, are you okay? Are you able to handle this? Are you experienced enough? No, go. And you made some mistakes, and sometimes you didn't, but it was the greatest thing in the world. And what I'm telling you is my perspective is not this highfalutin nonsense that you hear on, court TV or whatever. It's about the real world. It's about reality. It's not about, and it comes down to simply this. I don't care who you are. You can be Hitler. It doesn't matter. In our system, if they don't have the case against you, you're not guilty. Period. There's no such thing as, well, guilty to, but if you're Tyler Robinson, it doesn't work like that. And people ask sometimes, how can you represent someone you know is guilty? Easy. Because it's not my duty to find out if somebody's guilty. How can you be a priest and take his confession if you know he's a sinner? Well, that's what we do. Who do you think I'm talking to? Now, I'm not going to put him on the stand. If he tells me I did it, oh, no, I can't do that. Then I'm suborning perjury and I'm going to lose my ticket. No. That's weird, too, because the guy takes a stand and I'm not asking him any questions. Go ahead. Don't look at me. I've got no problem with that at all. because you could be the worst thing anybody's ever seen. But they're charging you with arson, and you're saying he didn't set any fires. He's terrible. You charging him with the wrong thing. I don't have any problem with that. Let me ask you this question. Do you believe in the attorney-client privilege? Yes. The attorney-client privilege, you can't tell anybody what your client says. Anything. Only one exception. If he talks about a crime that he is about to commit. Not that he did commit, but it's about to. And I'm going to go in there, I'm going to kill. No. There's no privilege to that. But if a client came in and said, listen, and you don't have to pay $1 and all this stuff for the attorney-client privilege. I don't know where that comes from, because you can just give advice in the capacity of a lawyer. And there's nobody around, because you have to say it with a reasonable expectation of privacy. You can't communicate something that's privileged at a party. It's got to be just you. And if somebody came in and said, are you a lawyer? Yeah. Can I tell you anything? Yeah. Is there anybody around here? No. And you sure you can't tell anybody? Absolutely. Okay. You know that guy tomorrow that they're going to execute? Yeah. Well, I did it. And I just wanted you to know about that. What do you do? That's the one that we know what we're supposed to say, but it's just, because you can't say anything. What am I going to do? Hey, listen, this guy came to me and told me, first of all, not only will I be disbarred, but according to the rules of evidence, you can't use it. It is precluded. What would you do if you went to a priest? These are privileged communications, because what Tyler is saying to Nestor, his lawyer, she's very, I like her. You got to be very careful. Now, Tyler, don't tell me you did something, because if you do, I can't put you on the stand, but I'll just ask you a question and you answer it. Right? Okay. Now, let me ask you a final question. Yes or no? And I want you to press 1 for yes and 2 for no. That simple. Do you believe, forget the trial, forget the hearing. Do you believe that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk? If you do, if you say yes, I believe it, press 1 for yes. If you say no, I don't believe it, press 2. Just do it. Do it. Do you believe he killed him? Do you believe it? So we got no. Now somebody will just push 1 just to be a jerk. No. Look at this. No. Okay, 1. We got 1 yes. No. I got 2. Look at all the 2s. 2. No. Look at this. Patsy, 2. No. Look at this. Now, are you crazy? Is there something wrong with you? Are you demented? Are you criminal loving? Are you liberals? Are you? No bloody way. No. The no's outweigh the yes. I think we have 1 or 2 yeses. No. This. So I want everybody on these shows who call you a conspiracy theory to come here and say, you tell them, these are my people. These are members of the nation. These are members of the conspiratorium. They're part of the clerisy. These are good people, law-abiding, God-fearing people who absolutely believe in right and wrong. Some of the best people I've ever met who believe in God and justice. And I mean, you're pretty, I don't want to say conservative, but look at this. This is the best sampling there is. These are people who hate crime, who hate victimization, who hate when guilty people get away with stuff. They hate this. They believe in liberty. They want their country back, and all over the world, not just here. These are not a bunch of liberals, and they don't believe it. What does this tell you? What? And I'm saying right now, I'm not even saying, not that I don't believe it, I don't think you can prove it. Because believe me, if you were going to prove it, you would say that right away. There would be no, they never talk about it. Say, well, they found the right one. So anyway, my friends, I thank you. Two things I want from you. Number one, there we go. That's the sound. That's the sound of freedom. The sound of freedom. My beloved Mrs. L, Lynn's Warriors, is devoted to stopping child predation and protecting our children, specifically from digital predation, digital safety, legislation, helping kids, stopping sextortion, for reasons I will never understand, nor will she. Somebody, somewhere, some bot, some algorithm, they don't want her to be saying this stuff. And she'll put out a video that is so about legislation, and it won't be monetized, or it won't be, I don't know what's going on. So we need your help. I want you to go to Lynn's Warriors. I've got it right now. This is her link. It's Lynn's Warriors on YouTube. It's very, very simple. Lynn's Warriors. And I have this right here. Just click this right here on our show. And this will go directly to the subscription page or whatever it is. Because we need your help. That's it. Just follow her. Watch what she's doing. She's devoting herself. She takes trains to Washington. 4 a.m, comes home at midnight. I mean, I know what I'm talking about. This is Lynn's Warriors is her organization. It's just, so anyway, I'm gonna thank you for that. Lynn's Warriors, please subscribe. That's number one. Number two, make sure you're subscribed here. For some reason, sometimes people get unsubscribed. Like this video, and also make sure you hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. Because sometimes I may just say, we might do it later, a lunch. I don't know. I might just do. I like this morning. This works great. And then later on in the evening, kind of a wrap up. I kind of like that. I think this is working. The numbers are good. The reactions are good. Noon, people are. So I may just do this in the morning and then later on. I don't know. But either way, I want to be able to jump on and have you know when I'm doing it. So hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you're here. And take it from me. Thank you. Because what I will do is this. I may not be the best, and I may not be this. I may not be the smartest, but I am 100% honest to a fault. I will tell you what I believe is the truth, and sometimes people don't like that. But you will always know when I say something, I believe it. I'm not just saying it. If you agree with it, great. But there's going to come a time when you're going to say, oh, I'm not crazy about that. I've said this about Trump. People think I'm a Trumper and I'm this and that. When he's right, he's right. And when he's wrong, he's wrong. I'll tell you that. I've got nothing against Erica. I've got nothing against anybody. When they do something, and I think it's stupid, when she's mic'd, laying across on top of a casket, I think it's tacky and gauche, gaudy. I'm going to tell you. Doesn't mean I hate her. It means it's wrong. When she's 6 days later, when she does the, hey guys, when she does that terrible pep talk, I'll tell you. When TPUSA and these, I don't know who these people are, they just attack Candace. And let me tell you something, one more thing too. I am unabashedly 100% committed to what I consider to be my friend, Candace Owens. If Candace is wrong, if she's wrong, or if I don't agree with her, I'm going to tell you. And she would tell me the same thing. That's it. But she is not demonic. She's not evil. She's not any of that. She is the most responsible, honest, incredible force to be reckoned with, bar none. And another one too, by the way, while we're at it, is Tucker. And I'm working on Tucker. Buckley and I are going back and forth. This is the busiest man, but I want to have Tucker on here because he is changing everything. My friends, we're in the middle of a revolution. This is like nothing I've ever seen before. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've never seen this because we have your involvement, but your zealous involvement, not just your kind of watching. You were committed to this. Not only that, you know each other, and this is wild. So Candace Owens is spot on. But what they say to her is just absurd. Absolutely. She is a woman of honor, period. And if you don't like that, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with me. Believe me, she didn't ask for any of this stuff. She says exactly what she believes, and I respect this. Look at what she did with Sean Ryan. She's the most important person right now in media. That's it. Like I said, if she says something really stupid, I'll tell you. But up till now, she hasn't. And friends don't turn their backs on friends. She's been nothing but kind to me, and I think kind to everybody else. She's it. And they're after her. And there's one expression. Pardon I don't want to be too coprolalic, as we say, but there's an old expression. I'll never forget this guy in politics told me. He said, don't fuck with the falcon unless you can fly. Because you don't want to take her on, especially when she's right. And all you've got is she's demonic. These people don't know what they're doing. They really don't know what they're doing. They honestly, God, don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? All right, my friends. So thank you. Have a great and a glorious and a beautiful day. We'll probably reconnect tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you. I love you. I'll sit through that hearing again today. Oh, my God. If I could, always slap myself. I told my wife, throw ice water on me. Do something. My God, it's horrid. Anyway, have a great day. Thanks again. Thanks for the great super chats. Thanks for the memberships. And don't forget, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da.